Boom! And we are live. Check this out. That looks like pressure sensitivity. Pressure! Yes! The tablet has arrived, and holy shit. Now I know nobody's in the stream right now, because these are not scheduled streams, so I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait a bit. Actually, I'm gonna toss this guy up here. I'm gonna wait a bit until people get together. Oh my goodness. Holy cow. Oh wow. Jesus Christ. It is so good to have pressure sensitivity. Yes. 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 Oh. There's so much to talk about. Okay, so alright, I just need to get my bearings with this thing, considering that let's see, so tablet pressure control size. So yeah, that's kind of what it does already. Okay. Erase to history, and what is this? This is an airbrush mode. Okay. Hey, Sarge, how's it going? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what I got? You tell me. Does this look like pressure sensitivity to you? Oh! Pressure! Yay! Well, it works. It fucking works. Holy shit! No fucking way. Oh, I can't even believe that I actually finally got it. Holy crap, man. Like, Jesus Christ. I know the people will be kind of joining the stream over a course of a little bit. So I'm probably going to have to repeat, you know, my opinion on this thing several times, but... Okay, 1 second. Hold on. Before I do my scary old man impression voice. Okay. See, there's a couple of marks here. I kind of started dicking around with it. Look at this thing! It's fucking huge! Like, look at this. Oh my god! Compared to that, you know, arm for scale. Look at the fucking size! Jesus! Look at that. There is so much space to draw on. Okay, I can't, you know. The only thing is that it leaves, you know, spots really easily, which is, you know, I'm just gonna have to get some wipes and just take care of this baby. Okay, so here, let me scale this down a little bit. I'll get to the comments. Okay, the most awesome thing about this tablet is, like, you can see how I can have this huge, like, large movement, and I can draw small objects. That's the resolution of the tablet. Like, holy shit, man. That, like, look at the amount of movement that I can get to move across the screen. Alright? Holy crap. This is, I mean, obviously to somebody who's been using these tablets for ages and ages, I have to say, you know, they'll probably not be impressed. They'll be, you know, standard features. But for me, when working with this 10-year-old piece of garbage, I mean, it's still a great tablet. And, wow, man, I am just impressed. And this is not like, this is by far not the topmost of the line in tablets. This is $62, right? And obviously, you know, after getting tax, it came up to about like 69, so almost $70. But on the whatchamacallit, where's the thing? So this is the tablet, $62. Like, holy crap, man! This, you definitely need this. This works actually pretty good. I actually just saw a review, Psycher Yasin's review of a different tablet, which is basically in the same sort of line. And he had some fairly nice things to say, but he works on a tablet that's basically an actual screen and you draw on the screen. But man, like, I thought this thing is gonna, like, my thing is gonna be smaller. This is pretty freaking big. And the one that Psycho was reviewing, this one is like, what, $64.99? Mine was $62.99, so mine is like only $2 less. But holy crap, man, I actually, like, this is such an improvement. I'm still gonna see, you know, how it feels once I'm drawing, but man, like, first of all, the driver work. Actually, I have something funny to say about the driver. Also, another thing. So here's something interesting that I found out. The pen of this tablet, you can see that there's the spot. This is the point where I've been drawing the most. And this thing actually used to have like a little plastic cover, which kind of just got so dirty and uneven that I had to rip it off. But this is kind of the reason why you have that cover, is that, you know, this becomes a very uneven and very rugged area, so it's gonna show in your drawing. So you need that plastic cover that goes on top of these. There doesn't seem to, I think there's one on this one, but, you know, I'm not gonna go exploring and peeling it off. But here's something funny. This pen actually works. Like, this broken ass pen of the Genius G Pen actually works on this one, which kind of makes me think that these things are almost like universal. Like, these send out a universal radio signal that's picked up by these guys. I haven't looked into the exact mechanics, but this means that, you know, this broken ass pen, I could actually pick up another one of these pens for $20 with, you know, a working left and right click, and I can add it to that one, and I'll basically have another functioning tablet, right? Because I'm definitely not going to toss this one, just in case something happens to this one. This is going to be kind of like my fallback. But these things are like $20, and as you can see on the workspace, I have the static mouse, you know, so I don't have to move it around, because, you know, there's not enough space here as it is. So it's kind of nice to have this pen. But holy crap, man, yeah, I am like thoroughly impressed with the performance so far. Driver installation was just a tiny bit finicky, and I think it's because I had to properly uninstall the old driver and install the new driver. But so far my experience is actually fairly satisfactory. So we'll see how well it plays out during the next bits when I'm drawing this, and as well as when I'm drawing. Oh, hold on, let me move this other pen away because it's kind of interfering. And when I'm drawing the NPCs, you know, because I did say I did not want to finish this until I got this tablet. Now I have this tablet. Yeah, man. Like, I would honestly recommend that you at least, you know, put like $5-10. Like, I don't know what's the equivalent in your currency, but I would recommend to maybe at least try to put away like $10 every, you know, like paycheck, if you can afford that. Because I know your condition, like, your situation is totally different from mine. But definitely, like, this is the bottom line, and I'm kind of impressed with it. And the only reason I'm impressed with it is because I've been working with, you know, obsolete, like, grandma on dialysis and life support equivalent of tablets. But yeah, dude. Holy shit. Yeah, I am going like a crazy little kid. This is like, holy crap, man. So far, like, what I'm really impressed about is the range on this thing. Like, this tablet is almost the size of my monitor. So, this basically means that the fact that I need to make a large enough movement to make a small circle means precision, right? So to make that circle right there it's a very precise hand motion. Man, this is great. Like, if you're gonna get into animation, definitely, like, and this may be just, first impressions and kind of, getting a refreshed piece of hardware compared to what I used to work with. So, we'll see how it works out. Gus is here. How's it going? How's everybody doing? Shit. Oh, that was kind of exciting. This is kind of exciting. Oh, man. The shit I can do now. Like, I can grab this now, run that line, and then just, run this line here. Be totally aligned. Excitement. It's like the My Butsu Thunder commercial. Excitement. Tion. HP, let me Google that. Oh yeah, seems like basically the same sort of I was actually looking at this one before, but the fact it was 76 bucks was a little too much for me. Even though it's like, realistically a $10 difference. After tax it would have added up. But yeah, you basically have the same sort of deal. And like, the large space is such a benefit with this stuff. Oh, man. Okay, so let's see. So it's 6:14 right now. I would like to actually finish this piece and work on adding the details to the backyard piece as well, because there are some things that I have to change in that one. Where is the... I'm gonna have to open it here. Let's see. Backyard and shed. So, okay, so this is a project, and I have to kind of redo the I have to redo the shading here, because I kind of went a little nuts with all these leaves, which was kind of getting a point across, but a little too much. Like, I do like the way it looks, but I had to do it a little bit, and I accidentally saved it as a new project. So both of my projects now have leaves. So it's either that or no leaves. So I'm gonna have to kind of reshade this to get the original back. Whew. Alright. I might actually kind of... I think I might actually be able to cheat. Let's see. If I can... where is my... See, backyard and shed. This one. This is like a JPEG file, so it's not the project file. But I kind of want to copy this, paste it here, and I want to select color range, and I only want to do black. Sample colors, black. Well, okay, come on. Assemble colors. This one. And I just need to get the lines here. Now, I may want to okay, so that actually so let me see if I do this. Remove that and only select this piece and take this. I might actually have to just do expand by 1 pixel and then delete. So that, okay, here we go. I need both of these to be normal. Combine. And then do that. And switch this to multiply again. Okay, alright. I got it, I think. Yeah, I got it. I think I got most of this stuff back. So, yay for digital painting and not having to deal with bullshit. So, how's everybody doing? Yeah, I'm not gonna need this anymore. I would like to save this and get back here. Oh man, so much excitement. Even the dog's excited. Not our dog, the neighbor's dog. We don't have a dog. We've got a bunny. Tiny itty bitty bunny. That eats and shits a lot. I call him shits a lot. Or Sir Shits a lot. Whew. Okay, so this side kind of looks acceptable, at least for now, until I probably go into more polishing. So I actually oh, I think that's the middle mouse button. What does this button do? Let's see. So buttons. Barrel button, middle click. Ah, okay. Even this thing has a middle click button. So coordinate relative or absolute. Or yeah, double click. So what I want to do is actually want to have button name. Oh, okay. So middle click, right click. So I kind of want to do this. I kind of want to do left click on this button, because if I do left click, then I can do shift and deleting. There we go. Oh wow, this is going to be so useful. So it's basically like using my mouse. But this will allow me to use in conjunction with shift in order to erase all of these lines, because I can't do shift and pen movement, because that basically turns my entire movement into like a horizontal snap. Alright. Anyways, here I'll turn some music on and get a grip on this. Whew. Here, let me go with the blue actually. What now? You know, there was somebody on a forum. It wasn't a forum, it was like one of those funny picture websites. I posted some of the artwork, and I had a guy message, well, not message, leave a comment saying, "Oh, that's pretty cool. You need some help 3D modeling or doing like 3D stuff?" And you know, it's a pretty tough thing to answer to. So, because what I did is I said, depends. You got some portfolio or, you know, some work that you've done before? And that was the last time I heard of the guy. So, you know, that kind of sucks. Yes, the option of getting the tablet for your birthday just means you don't have to pay for it. But, you know, shit's expensive. And, obviously, you know, I kind of had to do it. This tablet was just not working out very well. And, I didn't even buy it with my own money. It's, you know, credit card money is not your money. It's bank's money. You still owe them. You have to pay it back. Okay, so... wow, there is... you know, there's so much stuff that I have to fix here that I think it will be just easier to add another layer. And just kind of... yeah, just kind of draw this stuff in. I need my lines. Come on. Where are my lines? Here, lines. Linus. Here we go. Oh, man. Excitement. Too much excitement. Come on. Do. Yeah. I want a lot of cool shit for my birthday too, but, you know. Unfortunately, I'm kind of at the point in my life where birthday presents are, well, asking for expensive birthday presents is kind of just childish. It would be nice, but it's a little embarrassing for me. Considering that, you know, 20-something-year-old guy should have a job or equivalent of affording. Or I should say a 20-something-year-old guy who has a job should be able to afford his own stuff and not be begging for things. I'm sure this transaction will like bite me in the ass at some point later on. But for now, this would be easy if you study in the right place. And I don't suppose the right place would be in this live stream. Because I don't really see that happening. Let me get some music. Whew. What a day, man. One day. Oh, I actually. I just remembered something funny happened at work today. Okay, so as I said, my part-time job is working as a cashier at a grocery store. So you know, not a biggie, but I had an old lady cash out at my till today, and she basically, like, clearly she was buying some stuff to be cooked, and then she was buying some like chips for her grandson. So she bought a bunch of like Doritos, and Doritos happened to be like featuring the Guardians of the Galaxy movie right now, and you know, like, there's the, you know, Groot, the tree man, and you know, the raccoon. So this lady walks up to me and she's like, "So is this raccoon flavored chips?" And I'm like, no, that's just a character from the movie they're promoting. But it's just, I would not be surprised if somewhere in America there was raccoon flavored chips. She sounded so sincere. It's like, "So is this raccoon flavored chips?" And I'm like, no. Oh god, you poor grandma. How are you gonna survive in this world? Surprised she hasn't had a heart attack by this point from the atrocities that is the advertisements. Raccoon flavored chips. I almost died laughing. Wow, man. Holy crap, this tablet is precise. I really don't want to jinx it, but, you know, even if I jinx it, at least I'll know. But this is just... it's just a pleasure to work with. So, who else is in the stream right now? Sarge, Gus, and there's someone else. The Silent Viewer. The Silent Viewer. Probably, yeah. I would not be surprised. Man, there's so much freedom with this thing. I can actually use my entire wrist, my entire elbow. This is a treat. And I know Sarge is sitting there drooling with his mouse, trying to figure out how to use his smartphone as a tablet. There we go, this looks a bit better. Whew. Pencil 2D has a layer system. Yeah, I can see it from the screenshots. It has the same layer system mechanic as Adobe Flash, or as it's now known, Adobe Animate. It's just right at the bottom where you put the keyframes. And what you are doing is actually basically classical animation, where you draw the stuff on paper first, scan it, and then trace and color in digital. So, you know, still a valid way. But do you have a light table by any chance? Because if you're doing classical, light table would come in extremely helpful. Definitely, like 100% you need a light table. Oh, you do? Nice. So there you go. You got it. You got your basic setup. Right, look up a light table. They're actually pretty easy to make. All you need is like a piece of glass plane or plexiglass. Maybe even acrylic, which is basically just plastic glass. And just shine a light from the bottom. You know, put some pegs or, you know, like a paper holder up top and you're done. Basically, it's fairly easy to make your own. But if you're doing things like the classical animation, I would definitely recommend getting yourself one of those. Oops, come on. Like any file? Are you talking about any file, or are you talking about an image file or an audio file? loading files automatically means that the CPU needs to take time to load the file. So I think it's like my personal opinion, but I think it's better to load the files upon like the loading of the game. Because from what I can tell, in order to load a file, the game has to stop, load the file, and then continue the loop. At least that's what I've been getting from like my experience with loading included files. But if it's an audio file, you should really be including it as an audio asset. Are you on GameMaker Studio 2 or 1.4? It doesn't matter actually. They both behave the same way in terms of file loading. The only like difference you might see is using instead of loading the files into the editor, loading the files using code. But in that case, you kind of void the whole GameMaker Studio file handling or asset handling and organization, and you're gonna have to start thinking about storing variables and making sure you clear variables, and or making sure you don't forget about those variables so you don't get memory leaks and blah blah blah. A lot of stuff, a lot of thought has to kind of go into that sort of thing. You mean like slow compilation time, right? When you put a lot of audio files in GameMaker Studio, it starts compiling really slow. And yeah, I know what you're talking about. I had that issue, which is kind of why when it comes to audio, it's the last step. And it's supposed to be logically the last step. Audio and music are usually like the last things you do in video game development. And yes, those are like the heftiest files. So they will kind of take the most performance, take most performance hits on your system. But loading files externally is only going to shift, it's only going to shift the loading time from compilation to the actual game, as opposed to when you're loading a level. Actually, when you finish your game, every time you open it, it loads slow. Every time you compile it, or every time you open it as a standalone executable? Because we might be talking about two different things. Because I know that if I'm going to put a bunch of files into GameMaker Studio that need to be converted, and GameMaker Studio needs to convert them to like OGG files, it will take a while. Because every single time I make a new save, it has to copy all those files, and it has to recompile all those files, which means it has to reconvert all those files. So it does take a while. Open as a standalone game. I'd have to say, describe me the kind of files you have. In terms of, is it a sound effect? Is it music? What's the size of the file? And then maybe I can kind of get a glimpse of what's going on. What the hell? Brush larger, brush smaller. Oh shit, those are the interesting. Oh, that's the scale thing. The buttons on the piece. So you're saying every time you open the game, it loads slow. I guess it also kind of depends where you're loading the files. In GameMaker Studio, there is a function that loads and unloads files from memory. And the way you handle that is you organize your files into groups. Like, I actually have GameMaker Studio 1.2 and GameMaker Studio 2. Well, this is kind of getting into more like advanced game development field where you gotta think about DRM and protection and encoding your files and blah blah blah. You know, this is kind of like an advanced subject. Oh shit, an advanced subject. But if you're like, usually wouldn't load all of the files right from the get-go. So if you go to like if you go to... Are you on 1.4 or are you in 2? Haven't answered yet. Well, DLLs are Windows only, as far as I know. Here. So this is what it is. These are audio groups. And this is what you use to assign what loads in first. So, you know, GameMaker Studio is unfortunately not going to be doing that stuff for you. But let's see, if I'm going to create a new sound. So here's the sound. And I'm going to go to the global game settings. So here we have audio groups. So you can see audio group underscore default. There it is, audio group underscore default. So what happens is this group, this group gets loaded in right from the get-go. So if you for example have a game that says, okay, music for level 1, music for level 2, music for level 3, dialogue for level 1, dialogue for level 2, dialogue of characters for level 3. Obviously, if you're on level 1, you don't need to be loading in dialogues for level 3, right? So this is why you have to use audio groups. You know, you organize your audio groups here and you say, you know, level 1 audio, and obviously no spaces because, you know, it's nasty like that. So audio, level audio 1. So this will contain all your dialogue for your characters. This will contain your music for that particular level, and then, you know, level 2 audio, right? So now in here, if you press OK and open the sound again, you'll see your your default group, because I don't think you can actually rename your default group, but you get all your stuff in there. And then in the script, like, you know, ignore this stuff. Create script. So in script this has audio group. Let's see. Load. Actually, documentation would probably have a better understanding. So group. Groups. Audio group name. Here, audio group load. So load an audio group into memory asynchronously. So it's not going to be sitting and hogging all your RAM. And this is kind of, you kind of have to, you know, when you get a big project going, you kind of have to start to think about this stuff. And yeah, you know, you know, its background operations, and it doesn't have any direct impact over the experience. But you know, at least it cuts down on like loading time. So every time you load a new level, you'll just basically load a group for that level. If you save an empty room, here's the thing. I don't think there's a point in actually figuring that out, because the Game Maker Studio project will probably be a bit less in size than the Game Maker Studio compiled game, because the engine itself adds, you know, obviously the engine files, the runtime files, the, you know, executable files, some DLLs for whatever platform, or, you know, files for whatever platform you're exporting. So, yeah. Like the rooms, I don't think the room size will have much of a significant impact. Like, I can probably go into a project folder and see what room that is, but I don't think I know how to find out the room size after it's compiled. Right? Like, and also I don't think that a single room is located in a single location. Isn't it like has its own proprietary file format, and also a like yo-yo compatible thing? Unless I'm thinking Game Maker Studio 2. If you buy Game Maker Studio 2, you actually get Game Maker Studio 1.4 free. A free license of that. And that's kind of nice, because it's a bit more reminiscent of Game Maker you know, Game Maker 8. Dude, if you think Studio has amazing options, like Studio 2 is such an improvement. It's probably 2 megabytes. Here's the thing, like, if I'm gonna go to, what was this project? Hollow Creek Haunted Mansion. And I go into engine, you know, go in my last engine, let's go into the room. You know, here we have the gameplay room. So open that with Notepad C++. And mine is actually like 4 megabytes in size. Realistically. I think it's 4 megabytes. And that's 4 kilobytes actually. So that's kind of strange. What about the room beta? 4 kilobytes? 4 kilobytes. Yeah, no, I don't know what's going on with you. Maybe that's Game Maker 8's way of handling rooms. You know, there is an importer for Game Maker Studio for Game Maker 8. Like, you can go import and pick your, like, what? GM6, GMK, and GM8 project. So you can still have compatibility. And Studio can actually, Studio 2 can actually import Game Maker Studio 1.4 projects. So I think you can kind of step your way from, you know, Game Maker Studio or Game Maker 8 to Studio. I honestly, I kind of don't see the point of staying on anything below at least Studio 1.4. Like, I would understand, it's the same reason why people ask, should they switch to Game Maker Studio 2? Not necessarily, but you can't deny that there are a lot of improvements. And even though there's Game Maker Studio 2, you can still make your games in Game Maker Studio 1.4, considering so many games have already been made with it. But right now, if you buy Game Maker Studio 2, you get 1.4 for free, which I think, you know, you'd be more comfortable in that for now, and you'll have your investment for, you know, future games. Programs made in C++. can be much less in size, but I think it's because you're starting from 0 there. I think it's because Game Maker Studio is sandboxed. So, well, obviously that's exactly why the size is there. But it is an engine. You know, there's a certain purpose for the engines. The purpose of handling things like, you know, drawing stuff. The purpose, you know, importing objects. Like, for example, I did a tutorial. I'm not sure if you've seen this tutorial. I made a tutorial on importing 3D objects into Game Maker Studio 2, considering they dropped the D3D. They dropped the D3D features, and they went with full-on like new feature where they actually just work with pixels and sorry, not pixels, but they work with vector settings, like vector coordinates, normal coordinates, and you know, using that. So Game Maker Studio can't import a 3D object natively. There's no like import 3D object feature, but you can. There are vector functions for creating like vector graphics, which is I think how they managed to get Flash files to open up in Game Maker Studio 2. And that kind of tells me, or not that tells me, the same functions are used to create three-dimensional objects. And they said that the new 3D functions are much more efficient than the old system. So, you know, I figured I kind of want to explore 3D in Game Maker Studio just a little bit more. So, boop, copy link. Copy link address. Here we go. So, there. What do you mean by it's not a standalone, I think? Can you elaborate on that? Well, it's kind of turning out nice now that I clean up all of this garbage. I don't think these windows are quite the same size, but that's, you know, that's okay. That's okay. Or maybe that's not okay. Maybe I'm not satisfied. Maybe I'll do something like this. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay, well, fine. Here, let's create application, and let's see what it is. Zip file. Let's see. That's Studio 2015. Hollow Creek Haunted Mansion, and test. Let's do that. And it's Windows default configuration. Wow. Man, I have bought a lot of modules for Studio. Like, I can do HTML5, iOS, Android, and then Studio 2 came out, and, you know, none of these are transferable. They gave us a discount on going to Studio 2 if you have 1.4, but, you know, most of the people, like, there was a Humble Bundle sale for, dude, there was a Humble Bundle sale for Studio 2, 15 fucking bucks. You could have had Studio for $15. Oh, man. I was debating on picking up that bundle, even though I owned most of the shit on that bundle. Specifically, just in case I met people. You know? Damn it, I totally should have bought that bundle. Oh, man. $15 for Game Maker Studio 2, Game Maker Studio 1.4, including HTML, iOS, and Android exports. All of your major exports in Studio. Man, that was like, yeah, that could have been great. Okay, so test. Let's just export that. Where's my T? I thought I put T. No, I just fiddled around with the lock on the thing. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Really? Really? Is this an installation file? No, that's the actual game. How the hell do you check this thing now? Well, even now, like, this is a tiny game. It's 3 megabytes in total. And there are 2 rooms that are basically empty rooms here. Like, most of the stuff is code and, like, a few sprites. So, I don't... I think it's just Game Maker Studio 8, the way it's handling stuff. It must be putting stuff into the room, like dependencies and whatnot. That, like, without having access to Game Maker Studio 8, that's my only explanation, really. Oh wow, I actually got that scale pretty on point. So now I just need to expand on this. Here we go. Actually, man, I don't know, like, you did say that you have priorities over, you know, over kind of software and hardware right now. You know what, I'm not going to spoil it. There is a place that I know that you can get Game Maker Studio. Even though, like, Yo-Yo Games does not sell I don't think they sell Game Maker Studio anymore. Yo-Yo Games. But I would highly recommend to switch to Game Maker Studio 1.4 because they still have a few, like, they still have support for it. Wow, this software is like, no, I don't think that's the studio. Oh, that's founded the Yo-Yo Games. Never mind, I'm an idiot. Let's see. Yeah, sure thing. I'll do that in just a second. Here. Sarge, are you going somewhere right now? Because I was gonna... Get Game Maker. Here we go. Okay, so if you get Studio 2, you get 1.4 with it. If you have 1.4... Oh, they're running a sale right now. Apparently, I think. Upgrade paths for Game Maker Studio 2. Never mind, these are upgrades. Or not. What? $59.99 for Game Maker Studio 1.4. Okay, so... Master Collection for $49.99. What is it? Okay, well, I can't do that now because I already have it, so it's not gonna do it. But I think it's actually on sale right now. Yeah, $60 for Professional. And it still has support, so that's nice. But, okay, so I'm not gonna do this in the stream video. But there is a place where I think people... where you can get... whatchamacallit, you can get the game, Game Maker Studio Licensed Professional. I'm gonna post it in the chat, but I'm not gonna put it in the video because, you know, if you want to kind of save up for that, it might be gone if I post it in the video. Okay, Studio. Ooh. That doesn't look good. Ah, these assholes. Oh, they raised the prices. Well, okay. Let me see if there's a thing. So there's a Steam version and there's a standalone version. And I think the Steam version... Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so this would be a good page to look at. This would be a good page to keep an eye out, but it seems like it's pretty reactive to what's currently going on because they see somewhat of a demand. They see somewhat of a demand, and they have cranked up the prices a little bit on that. And these are basically assholes that buy, you know, the bundles in bulk over multiple accounts and then resell them. But it may be a good idea to keep an eye out because this was at like $40 before. But right now, Yo-Yo Games seems to be having a sale that is less than what it was on the thing. Oh, by the way, check out this artist. This guy, his has an absolutely amazing art. Like you have not seen beauty until you've seen his artwork. Like, look at that. Look at the color work. Tonal work in this case, I guess, not color work. Here, I'll post his link in the chat as well. Yeah, he's a fucking amazing artist. And obviously, as I said, Psychoriasm was reviewing this particular tablet, which seems to be basically up to par with my the one that I'm using right now, that I bought live on stream during that tiny little rage out. But yeah, Yo-Yo Games seems to be having a sale for Game Maker Studio 1.4. I will honestly highly recommend to switch to it because the amount of tutorials that are currently out there, they are plenty, and that is putting it lightly. Okay, so I have figured out most of this area. I actually cleaned it up fairly well. So let's continue. Oh wow, this pen actually kind of falls asleep in order to prevent battery drain. That's kind of neat. Okay, I'm not too happy. Okay, Sarge, so are you going somewhere right now? Or are you gonna come back at some point? Or you gotta study, basically, is what you're saying. Ow, shit, this is some hot tea. 90 bucks for, well, okay, considering conversion, yeah. Sounds good. Also, Sarge, you left a dislike on one of my streams and it kinda stuck. You little shit. Sabotaging my streams, damn it. I had perfect track record, not a single dislike. You ruined it. You ruined it. Either that or some guy that you were battling and, you know, he got upset and took it out on my stream. Oh man, I'm actually enjoying concept art creation so much right now. This is definitely a really fun thing to do. And like, even with whatchamacallit, let me pull up this game, the Hollow Creek Haunted Mansion. Assets, graphics, level designs. Okay, well this was done in Flash, but rooms and interface. Like, let me pull that up since I have Flash installed here. Like, that will probably be now done in Photoshop now that I have this piece of hardware. Also, I'm not too happy with these eye drop looking ornaments. I'm probably gonna want to change that up to something like this, more like a pike. There we go. Oh man, this is what I needed to do. Jesus, man. Let's see. Okay, pressure sensitivity. You need to like turn some of this stuff off actually. Okay, that's still fine. What about a pencil? Okay, that's just the color of the tools. That's fine. Just looking at some stuff here. Adobe Animate. Yes, please. Wow, my voice is hoarse. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Too much dick sucking. That's my problem. Anyways, so I've done this piece. This was basically the one room, and as you can see, I was doing, like, most of this is vector data. And vector data is useful because, you know, what? No, fuck off. Because vector data is basically this. You can like pick stuff up and move it around. Very useful. I like vector data or vector graphics. Okay, so cancel. But I'm gonna be redoing this kind of stuff in Photoshop now that I have, you know, the appropriate hardware for it. Cool beans. Cool beans. Who's in the stream right now? Just out of curiosity. Horizon Range. Who's in the stream with my Horizon Range right now? Let me turn this music up for a little bit. I'm gonna turn that up here. Give me that soundtrack again. I really want to keep OBS up. Excuse me, just so that I could keep an eye out for the levels. Okay. Oof, okay, that is just all kinds of uncentered. There we go, that's what I want to do. Not this garbage, this freaking eye drop bullshit. Get rid of this garbo. Out of my stream. kind of music can I listen to that's not my soundtracks, but also that's not going to give me a copyright strike? I really kind of want to listen to classical music, but shit, man, there's so many renditions of classical tunes by modern orchestras that a lot of the stuff will still give you a copyright strike, even though it might be a composition from a long time ago, because there are no original, or very few original recordings, at least not in the quality that you know, enjoyably listen to, casual, like, you know, quality. Most of the stuff is copyrighted for a cover song. So it's still a recording, and it's still submitted to the sync licensing, which means that if YouTube finds it, it's going to give it a strike. Like, this is a recording from the so-and-so album. Even though it might be like a classical song, classical composition, it's still someone's recording. Because dickheads are everywhere. And they are many and far in between. I don't know if that made sense. There we go. I kind of want this pike thing here. Maybe even just expand the thing a little bit. Get rid of all this garbage. Oh, this is bullshit. Okay, so let's talk about. Okay, I know Sarge is napping. Gus is here. There's someone else in the stream, but they're awfully quiet. Hello. Please tell us about yourself. Join the conversation. Become a part of this wholesome community. I need someone to talk to. So, from the, Gus, you were here when I was playing the demo, right? There we go. These pikes are looking way better. Screw these eye drops. Man. Day or two ago. Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. So you saw the basic gist of the way the gameplay was taking place. It started with, you know, this active gameplay. So you just kind of thrown right into the thing. So besides you know, changing the game to having a proper intro, what I'm thinking is changing the general gameplay mechanic just a bit. Basically what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to turn it more into wave-based gameplay instead of constant onslaught of ghosts. So, you know, like games, for example, like Nazi Zombies. Call of Duty Nazi Zombies, or an equivalent which is Killing Floor. Same deal. So it's you're dealt with, you know, enemies in waves, and in between waves you have the little bit of time to upgrade your stuff and to kind of, you know, fix up some barricades and try to get new guns. So I kind of want to try to gravitate more towards that with the new gameplay, considering that right now you're thrown into this already very like intense situation, so there's not really a lot of time for the player to kind of explore. And the thing is that a lot of the story would be discoverable via exploring. So what I want to do is I want to give the players an ability to explore a little bit. So stylistically, what I'm going to do is present the waves in a very certain signature. So when you look outside, for example, when the wave starts, or the haunting, so to speak, starts, the wind is gonna pick up. You know, obviously high gusts of wind, rustling in the trees, the leaves are blowing all over, that sort of stuff. And that would be the time when the player has to kind of run around and, you know, use the batteries. Now, since this would be more wave-based, let's say there'll be 3 waves in one night. The player will be able to, when the wave stops, the player will be able to, let's say, run to the shed, fix, charge the batteries in the basement. Maybe in the shed he could he could fix some tools, you know, because this is kind of the point where I have to rethink about the mechanic. You know, all of this stuff right now is what I'm doing is sort of already kind of in the game. It was just either not programmed, or it was I just kind of did it willy-nilly and just designed it on the go, and it had to be properly designed like this. So what do you say? What do you think on the wave system? God damn it! Okay, I keep pressing the buttons on the tablet. Whew. Yeah, I'm still kind of recovering from the whole, you know, screwed up sleep pattern, but I'm kind of on my way to fixing that. I feel like. For God's sakes, why does it look so weird? I think it looks so weird because it needs to kind of do that. There we go. Okay. Ah, man, sweet pressure feature. Sweet pen pressure. Yeah, obviously there would be a music cue for changing the mode from, you know, cooldown to haunting. I had this stylistical idea from Alan Wake. Alan Wake has a pretty interesting way of displaying like the spread of this black oozing entity. Let's see. Alan Wake. And let me get the thing. Okay, so gameplay. So whenever he's running around in the forest, the forest generally looks like, you know, a standard forest. So, you know, just a little bit of fog, you know, cold lights, cold colors. But whenever like some really intensive paranormal stuff happens, you get these like gusts of wind. Let me see if there's actually a trailer that shows that off better. It had an interesting like oppressive feel to it. Alan Wake. Let's say do like part 7. Let's see some gameplay footage. Part 7. Okay, that's like way too much. Signal. How about part 6? Here we go. And nope. Okay, so let's get a nice. Okay, so you see how there's a little bit of, you know, motion. Mostly, you know, ambient fog, just a little bit of dust flowing around. And let's see if I can kind of find an area where it's like really picking up. So you see just gentle movements of the trees, indicating, you know, standard cooldown. Now, let's see. See, and it's very prominent. It's like very noticeable when it starts. Like this. You can see how just the wind is much more violent. The fog is picking up, and that would be including the sound effects and the music. That would be an indicator that the haunting is continuing. That sort of deal. Because, for example, with Killing Floor, I think the music actually indicates when the next wave starts. Don't quote me on that though. I think it has like heads-up displays too. Yeah, it does, but you know, it's kind of in the style of it. So when the wave is done, the player will be able to charge the batteries, maybe like explore a little bit more, try to maybe find some keys to doors in the household, and kind of just generally explore. And obviously, like, this part would be accessible to the player. And this would be probably the only outside zone that's accessible to the player, because he's technically not supposed to be leaving. Okay, let me move this guy over here. Okay. So let me go ahead and fix the shenanigans with these vines. No place to rest my hands. Hold on. Yeah, okay, hold on. I need to go grab like a Tylenol, because this, like, my voice is like really taking a hit right now. Damn it. Never screw up with your sleep schedule. Look at the results. Be right back. Give me just a few seconds. Minutes, maybe. Ooh, okay. Let me get my Minecraft server music. I really gotta write more music. There's just no time. There's just no time. Also, this window is really offset. Okay. So let me get, I guess, do the same thing with this layer. See, this is why I don't like doing sketch layers with architecture. It just takes such a long time to sketch the stuff back. Such a long time. Oh well. This bit kind of supposed to stick out because the roof is sticking out that way. Man, it's like a treat working with a proper functioning tablet. And the funniest thing is actually, the driver for this tablet looks exactly like the driver used for the G Pen tablet, which makes me think that the driver must be like an open source driver, and the companies just kind of develop tablets that seem to work with that. Hold on, this seems alright. I'm just checking the vanishing point there. Ah, son of a bitch. Where's that? See, that's not cool. That's not cool at all. Okay, so this thing is off. What about the other one? Oh, okay, it looks like the top one, which is this one, is also off. Ah, man. The other ones seem to be okay, so if I take this and do that, that seems to be still in place, so see, such a bummer when that happens. But I think most of the stuff is kind of okay. Let's see. Now this line kind of sits a little bit better. Still off as shit, but you know, we're working on it. In fact, this thing is off because there's a piece of architecture there that dictates that this thing's supposed to be at an angle. That. Also, holy crap, am I hungry. Okay, let me finish this piece and then I'm gonna grab some food. I am very hungry. Just checking. So, Sarge is off, but he left the stream on. Gus is grabbing something. Looks like it's just you and me, silent viewer. Unless it's Sarge leaving his other account also streaming, which is kind of counterproductive. But also he likes to troll. So, tell me about yourself. Where are you from? Could also be the fact that there's probably a lot of introverts going on these streams because it makes for a nice getaway from people talking to them, and then there's assholes like me who are like, hey, how are you? How's it going? Let's talk. Yeah, you're lucky my voice is destroyed. Otherwise I would have been all up in your grill, man. With questions and friendliness and all this Canadian goodness. Where's this line? This is the line. This is slowly turning into more of a mansion. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Why? Okay. Why does this perspective not make sense? Did I draw this too far off? I think it's easy to just kind of add some lines here to compensate. Yeah. Juandísimo. Alright, reference time. Reference time. Let's take a look at this. Gus, you there? Just out of curiosity, did you get back yet? Or, are you just kind of sitting there quietly masturbating? Yeah. Draw that chimney. Oh, God. Suddenly, and I have -1 viewer. I guess so. I can't quite figure out the purpose of this particular protrusion, though. Okay, so I am actually going to, let's see, I'm going to stop the stream in my preview because I'm pretty sure all the audio stuff should be fine. And technically the viewer count should drop down to 3. Okay. Oh wow, I should have totally just... Man, I have the reference for this. Why didn't I use, you know, these things? So beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I actually have a physical book of all kinds of, like, Victorian ornaments. There's another book that I really want to get. It's called The History of Costume. And that book is like a concept artist's dream. It's like a costume cookbook. Let's see. I think it would be on Amazon still. History of Costume. Actually, shit, never mind. My dad brought that book. I have that book. I'm an idiot. Well, at least for the... Holy shit. More buying... Oh, yeah, sure. $1.75 and the shipping is $19. Sure. Sure, assholes. History of Costume from ancient Mesopotamians to 20th century. I think this might be another rendition. But it's either this one or this one. Like, the cover looks very similar. But I wanted to try to make this comic. One of my script stories is a comic book story about a few people getting stranded in a foreign land. And it is a science fiction story. And it is an online comic book story. But considering usually you use online comic books in order, like, the way you use online comic books to make a living is obviously, you know, you put ads on the you put ads on the comic book. So each page has a dedicated, like, there's this one, there is this one lady, a very nice artist, Mary Cagle, which also goes by Cube Watermelon. Here we go, there she is. She's also a great artist. But she runs 2 online comic books, and she just got a Kickstarter, successful Kickstarter for her English, like a book for kids for, you know, speaking English, which got a lot of, like, positive feedback. So her, oh wow, she already got prints of that. Nice. But anyways, she has this one, Kiwi Blitz, and the other one is the Sleepless Domain. There we go. So Sleepless Domain has an interesting model for making an online comic book that is free to read, but it's also profitable. And that is, if I'm not an asshole and I can, you know, enable, you can see these blocks up here, a block over here. So if I'm gonna don't run on this page, actually don't run on this domain, enable on this page, but don't run pages on this domain, because this is she's a nice artist and deserves the revenue. So here we go. So ads are loading, and these are the ad placements on her comic book. So this is a way of making an online comic book profitable and still free to read, because this takes out the cost of publishing, physical publishing, which you could still do, but there's a whole lot more involved in physical publishing than with online publishing. So obviously, if you don't do physical publishing, that means you can't sell your comic book, which means that you have to make it profitable elsewhere, which is, you know, where ad placement comes in. So this is kind of a really nice layout for this particular comic book page. And the other one, which one was it? Not Sleepless Domain. Sleepless Domain actually has an interesting plot. I started reading it, and it kind of looked at a little girly, and a little, you know, like, hey, haha, and until, like, the first plot twist that just kind of blew my mind. Kiwi Blitz. That's the other one. So same kind of idea. You got the top bar, and I guess that's it. I don't think there is another placement for an ad. Volume 1, but okay. But you can say she's a talented artist. And considering my script is also science fiction and it's also a comic book, I figured I could learn a thing or two from the way she does it, because it does seem to be successful, and it does seem to help her continue doing the same thing she's doing. So my priority is still, like, first and foremost, establishing a stable source of income. So while a game is something that is being developed without a budget, and without any people working on it, a comic book would probably be a nice way of improving my revenue stream, because YouTube ads are not working out too much because of the type of content that I'm doing. And I'm thinking, you know, maybe perhaps doing the streams will help me acquire a different sort of an audience, because right now the kind of subscribers I have, they're not revenue subscribers, so to speak. They will check out a video once, maybe twice. You know, maybe if they're making a couple of games, but it's the tutorial where you would check out the tutorial maybe once, up to like maybe 5 times until you learn how to do this on your own, and you don't need a tutorial anymore. Whereas I think live streams may form a lasting sort of presence, because people in the live streams would usually come in, you know, for the actual live stream, while people that subscribe me for tutorials would usually just, you know, want the tutorials and nothing really to do with my personal endeavors and updates and whatnot. Okay, so this thing has three pieces, so it's kind of garbled up in there, but that's fine. Oh, shit. Did it the wrong way. If it's bottom, then it's the bottom one here. Come on. Here we go. All attempts to make contact with the third viewer have failed, so to speak. They remain silent. They wish not reveal their presence, which may or may not be just Sarge's second account shenanigans. But maybe that's what they want us to think. Maybe that's their grand plan all along. Ha! I see right through your deceptions. Mysterious third viewer. Okay, so I kind of need to figure out, here's the thing, I kind of need to figure out how to get this piece in an even, or how to get these little bars to be evenly spaced out, and there is a method to doing that. So these are my temporary lines, and I just need to do corner. I said corner. Actually, I'm gonna do this in a separate layer and be smart about it. So corner, and then corner. Hello, other viewer. That ought to get his attention. Oh god, here we go. So we'll do one here. One here, and now in order to track this, I can do the following. So let me pick a nice blue color so I can tell the difference. So boom, and then boom, and then boom. So that is a way of tracking stuff in perspective and making it symmetrical. It's kind of important, and I only remembered how to do that now. Ooh, I know how I can check if the third viewer is actually a real person. Well, third viewer, you can contribute to this project by buying my $9.99 music album. And if you buy the music album, you are going to get this game for free upon release. You'll also get your name in the credits of the game, but it can be your alias, as well as the soundtrack for the game, which obviously I'm going to be writing. So you can follow the link down below the video and contribute to this project and get your game once it comes out. But there is a caveat. In order to get the game, you need to provide your email. And the reason you need to provide your email is because that email is going to be used to send you the thank you note and the game, as well as, you know, all the bonuses with it. So now watch. If in the next, you know, little bit, I'm going to check the dashboard and there's going to be another $9.99 sale, then we will know that this is someone else in the stream and not just a rogue computer or somebody with a second account, or, you know, just YouTube being finicky. Hello, Sarge. We're doing a little social experiment. If I actually see a transaction, I'm gonna trip balls. I'm gonna shove the old tablet up my ass. But not really. Because, you know, that may be painful. Just a little bit. Wait, where are the trace lines? There are the trace lines. Okay, so... Okay, I goofed up just a little bit. Just over, you know, just right there. Just a tiny bit, but the rest seems to be fine. How's your nap? Sergeant Sleepyhead. Also, no, the fourth view was actually my stream, because if I press play on the previous stream, for some reason it counts as another viewer. So that was me. I was just kind of testing the, you know, the finicky viewer counting system that is YouTube live streaming. So I'm not viewing right now, which means that you are one. And Gus, I just realized that I totally goofed up and I was mispronouncing your last name because I thought it was Gissimo, and it says Gizmo, which sounds way cooler than Gissimo. And because I thought it was Gissimo, I kind of gave it the nickname Gus. So you have an option to veto right now, and I will call you Gizmo, because that sounds cool and suitable and totally appropriate for this stream to have a non-lame nickname like Sarge or Gizmo or Gus. So take a pick and don't delay. But wait, there's more. Okay, so I'm almost done kind of tracing this stuff back, and I really should have done these lines on the other layer. Take more advantage of digital painting tools. Damn you. Okay, I might actually also wanna check. This one's kind of actually obscured over there, so I think for the most part that one is. Alright, Gizmo it is. I'll call Gus someone else. It'll be the hand-me-down nickname. so I'm gonna need to get these vines in place. That, as well as, is there a line over there? Yeah, sort of. Very thin, shitty line. I need some more tea. God damn, I'm hungry. Holy cow. Yeah, it's a ghost viewer, is what it is. It's a phantom menace. It's a phantom viewer, and the problem is I can't see who is watching the thing right now because it doesn't actually list participants. I think it only lists them when they chat. So we have a little phantom viewer in the stream, unless it's you with your second damn account and you're just kind of dicking with us right now. Anyways, we're running a little social experiment. I told them about him/her, so we don't know yet, about the promotion with the album. So if I'm going to see a sale, then there's definitely a phantom viewer right now, which is kind of spooky. If not, then it's just YouTube being an idiot. Okay, so this window is extremely shitty. Oh, shit. Wrong thing. That. So, what I want to do is I want to get this line down, and I also would like to get this line down. Somewhere around there. Okay. So this way, in the main page, that is so uneven. Holy cow. Lift it up, just have a little bit more space there. Yeah, Jesus. I know I can use the, I know that I can use the tool to do this, but I really don't want to use the tool to do this. Also, I'm kind of starving. The third person is the laughing man. Don't even joke like that. That freaking image is terrifying. Let me open that, actually. The laughing man. Freaking A. Holy cow. You will never know that I'm the third viewer. Here, let me do this. Hey kids, I got what you need. Oh, I can't do this to my voice. I can't do this to my voice. I'm gonna destroy what's left of it. I need more tea. I need more tea. I still have work tomorrow, but then I got a few days off. Where am I? The house. And I really want to finish this piece too. Fuck it. I guess I'll just, you know. No. Guess I'll just do this. Sort of. Yeah. I know I can do a trace, but, you know, I might as well do a trace. This is just embarrassing. Yeah, and I'll just stick to that one thing. Get off. Actually, no. This thing needs to be, like, way thinner. Like 2. You know, after, what's his face? Something... Southpaw. After Southpaw bought the album, funny thing is, I was on Omegle promoting the, you know, the whole album promotion, game development, and, I had, the way, like, online streaming stuff happens is, or the way it shows up is the transaction first shows up as something D&D transaction. It takes like maybe a day to verify. So I had one person buy the album from Omegle and provide their email and whatnot, and after that I saw 2 more unverified or like verifying transactions. So I figured, oh, okay, so these must be, you know, some other people that I talked to that decided to pick up the album, so that's nice. So I went to my, you know, campaign page. And I updated this dial to 39.96. Because I have to update this manually. It's not like a code that keeps reading the total. And the transaction got approved, and it turned out to be just, you know, some Spotify streaming bullcrap, which is worth like 0.0001 cent. So I'm like, shit, well, I can't really move the dial back. Because if somebody's watching, that would just look suspicious as shit. So I kind of left it there. That was embarrassing. I'm like, okay, not gonna move the dial unless it's a verified transaction. Unless I can see the actual number total update. So, when Southpaw bought the album, his transaction basically put the total basically right at the right mark. At that like 39.99 mark. Now you see, this doesn't make a lot of sense because the perspective is actually a little bit tilted. And the way I know that it's a little bit tilted is, first of all, I can kind of see it. But second of all, the 2 horizon lines, or the horizon line is not perfectly straight. It's at an angle. So the vanishing point over there and the vanishing point over there, the connection between them is basically the horizon line. And if I, like, it looks sort of okay-ish. When I look like this, it looks fine if, you know, I continue drawing around it and just kind of elaborating on the construction. But the camera is tilted a little bit, which is why I have to kind of compensate for that. Okay, so that is this thing, and I still need to add this. Oh, whoops, too fat, too much. This piece. Which is right over there. And I had to change some of these things. So I had to change this to be like that. And I'll have to probably put it maybe just a little bit off center. What was this thing over here? Oh, I didn't do that actually. So it's basically more like this. I kind of need that to be fairly straight. But it's not going to be straight because this house. Okay, so this piece is actually a little bit too long, which is the reason why I'm struggling with getting that piece of garbage in place. So let's go over here, do this with the proper color. Where did I draw the other one? Oh, it's all on the same layer. Okay, that's fine. So I'll do that. Whoops. And obviously this has to go down. And this. What the hell? Here we go. And now I need to do the same thing with the guidelines. So, enable this thing. Is there still left? No, no stuff. No guidelines left in there. Gotta do from scratch. So B for brush. Do that. Do this. Then get this thing. Get a line from here to here. And then corner to corner. Oh, for God's sakes. Corner to corner and corner to corner. So now, for the sake of figuring out where it's supposed to be, drop that over there. And then there. There. And that goes up here, and this is where the thing is supposed to be. Yay. Even though, even though the VR development kit in Canada costs $930, it's a lot easier to say it's a lot easier to see the value in album sales, because one album is $9.99. So 10 album sales is $100, and which means that like 90 album sales, so 93 album sales is $930. Instead of saying I need to raise $930, it's a lot easier to say I need to sell my album to 93 people, which kind of makes, doesn't sound as bad as saying, you know, I need to raise $930. You guys should start. You guys should start like soliciting the shit out of this album. Like, you guys should go to your friends, Jehovah's Witness style, knock on the door, and be like, "Have you heard? Have you found Wayholm? have you heard? have you seen the Laughing Man? Let me tell you about the Laughing Man." God damn it. "93 people. In the world of something, you know, like 2-3 billion, I think. I have to find 93 people. Okay, now this should actually be easier. Because now it's not like an insane protrusion. Whoops. Okay, here we go. This is starting to actually make sense now. Nope, that's the erase tool. I don't want that. Okay, so that works on that side. Now I need to scale that to the other side. So the centerpiece for this piece, actually most of it will be concealed by the bar. Like that, and I'm really only gonna see like a little bit of this side. Here we go. Now, okay, can anybody tell me what is the plant that grows on the side of the buildings? Is it like grapevines? Whoops. Is it some sort of is it like what sort of a plant? is it? Because I know that people like to plant grapevines, and they tend to grow on the sides of buildings. Let's see. What plant grows on... Fuck me. Building sides. Okay, here we go. Some stuff here. Not moss. No, it's like a viney looking thing. You see it in a lot like this. What is this? Why ivy? Really, that's ivy? Like poison ivy or like Batman ivy? Like this kind of stuff. It looks pretty and it looks like great on making buildings look abandoned, and you know, because usually, here we go, like this stuff. Plants growing, it's, even this guy doesn't know what the hell, it's plants growing on the side of the building. Like, tell me the ivy, it says ivy over there, so I guess that's what it is. Now, is it poison ivy or is it a different kind? Maybe there's more than one type of ivy, but ivy. Watch it be like the name of some porn star. Batman. Okay, close enough. Yeah, okay. Seems about right. Dude, if I had to pick between like any plants out there to grow on a side of the house, I would pick like black grapes. Because we had that. We have a little country house in Europe, which is hilarious because land in Europe in like right places is dirt cheap, like $100 a year for a plot of land. It's just the maintenance is a bitch and a half because you gotta pay a ticket to do it, maintain it. But anyways, we do have a little country house in Europe, and we have grapevines growing. Like, it's basically like we have this here. It's best to like illustrate. So we have like this this passway, and you know, these are like, I haven't been there for a very long time. These are kind of childhood memories right now. So we have this passageway, you know, this is the side of the building. And we have, like, this is only one story, so the second story is like all the way up there. But we have, you know, it goes kind of down there. This is not like a car passageway, this is like for people. So we have these arches going all the way down, you know, this passageway. And it's kind of, you know, kind of like this. And we have, you know, vines of black grapes that actually grow, and we just put some actually brought some of the stems to grow here in Canada. It's really cool. It seems like the vines have adapted, so we may actually start having grapes in a couple of years. But yeah, like, ivy, I guess, for design purposes, but fucking A. Why do I want ivy when I can get fruit? And fuck feeding the local wildlife. I'm gonna sit there with an airsoft gun and shoot pellets and everything that tries to eat my food. Like, we have a childcare center in and on the house premises, and we had a fucking family of raccoons nest in one of our trees in the backyard. It was like, no, you are not doing this. No exterminator would take the job of getting the family out. And I was like, no, you would, like, we are responsible for the children's safety, right? So we cannot have assholes dicking around our backyard, you know, nesting in our goddamn trees. That's just not an option. Because if a child gets bitten and has rabies, ooh, we like would not see the end of the fucking lawsuits, man. That is the scariest shit. Fucking wildlife can suck my dick. We're not taking those kinds of risks. So fuck it, took my airsoft rifle, shot a bunch of pellets in his ass. Fucker got the message and fucked right off. And it's not like something that can penetrate skin. I mean, it's just like little taps just to send a message across. It's not about the money, it's about sending a message. Fucking rabies carrying tree rat. That's what they are, really. Fucking tree rat. No, tree rats are actually squirrels. There's so many squirrels. Like, you have no idea. Like, squirrels in, like, European countries may be exotic. Squirrels in fucking Canada, it's like... It's just it's tree rats, basically. You know, like, pigeons are flying rats in, like, New York. Squirrels are basically tree rats in Canada. Fucking climb everywhere. They eat all of our produce. They eat all of our strawberries. Right? We need to, like, thin out the population of goddamn squirrels in Canada. This goddamn wildlife is running rampant. I feel like the whole art of growing your own produce in the backyard has kind of been lost. What the hell? Oh, these are two separate layers, that's right. So, you know, it would be nice. I would actually thinking, I have this YouTube channel called the Nomad Tech Journals, and it's supposed to be a tech-related channel, but I haven't been maintaining it because there hasn't really been much to write about. But there is this one project that I kind of was looking to film. It's kind of like a home hydroponics project, like CO2 scrubbers, where I take some containers and put some like lighting, like LED lights that are contained in the spectrum that's more beneficial to the plants. You know, do that, make a video on it, and be like, yeah, this is my CO2 scrubber, like in a goddamn spaceship. So one thing is, when your windows are closed, all that CO2, when you're breathing out, it builds up. And it just makes the air smell stagnant, and it's not good. So, you know. Of course, opening a window is an option. Sometimes it's a cold night, and getting sick is not worth, you know, getting fresh air. That'll be an interesting project. So maybe, you know, maybe when I have spare coin and time, I'll do it. Oh man, my voice is like really fucked up now. Too much dick sucking, man. Too much dick sucking. Okay. Seems like I've cleaned up most of these lines. There are a few things that still kind of need to be done. Like, let me put this line back on. I'd have to put it on this layer. So this is what happens when you work with perspective, with extreme angles. Shit like this. Okay, is this thing... Okay, yeah, this thing is still in the right place. Wow. You know what's weird? There has not been a single visitor to the stream ever since it started. Like, not a single one. Which is kind of strange, which kind of makes me question the discoverability of the stream. It's kind of weird. And I know it's gonna jump up one viewer now because I just re-enabled the stream on my browser window, so, you know. Don't get alarmed. Everything is fine. Do 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 do. Okay, so I can probably get these vines into place. Maybe I should actually... Huh. Whoop. Wrong thing. Then you found this nullifier myself. What? Say it again. Alright, well this is like really turning into a mansion now. Way bigger than what the original house looked like. I mean, holy shit, like this is becoming a really big house. Huh. Let's see. No, I don't think I did. Unless you're talking about yourselves. Okay, so I guess I can just kind of plug these vines in place and pretty much be done with the majority. Whoopsie. So we'll get these vines. Ivy. I guess lots of this stuff is just kind of... just kind of leaves. Almost look like maple leaves. Just a little bit. Let me see... Whoops. Let me see what I can do. Okay, yes. gonna see if I can use the tablet pressure in order to draw these vines. There we go. That I need to use a circular brush for this. So that's like 1. Yeah, that's kind of right. I find for tree branches, there is a logic to the way tree branches rise on a tree. And if you know what the logic is, it's actually fairly easy to replicate it. Because, for example, here's this piece. So I got the tree branches that kind of look fairly in place, so they kind of look like they belong in a picture. So the basic logic behind this is all the trees, they're all battling for sunlight. Like, why does a tree grow tall? It's because it needs to get more sunlight, because leaves are used for photosynthesis. So the entire tree doesn't do photosynthesis, it's just the leaves that do. So the tree's main priority is to get as much sunlight as possible, which is why you never see like a single tree in a field being really, really tall. A single tree has no competition with other trees to get to the sunlight. So the dense forest is usually when you see really tall trees, which is why you can see how the bottom parts have basically no branches with the tall trees. That's because there's no sunlight that really reaches the bottom parts, it's just the top parts. So you will often see trees pointing their branches upwards in order to get higher than all the trees surrounding it, in order to get more sunlight. So when you know this, you can see how they're all just reaching for the sky, so to speak. So when you know this, you can actually draw the branches in a sense that kind of looks natural. So as you can see, you know, these trees that are standing on their own, they're not very tall because they have no competition. But then again, these are also dead trees. With the pines, it's a dense forest, so you will also see a lot of these treetops that are kind of sticking out, and there would be a lot of them because they're all battling for sunlight. The trees that are on the edges would probably be a little bit smaller because they do get sunlight since they're on the edge. But you know, that's basically the logic behind it. So, as you can see, here's a great example. You see how only the tops have leaves on them, right? And all the branches are basically sticking out to grasp as much light as possible. Yeah, that's the basic idea, and it's just really observation at this point, because they're not random. They have there is a purpose to their growth, to their behavior, right? So, you know, if I have these vines, ivy vines, you know, kind of spread around. This is just from a single, whoops, this is from a single vine root, so to speak. Which should probably kind of extend a little bit. Yeah, with the vines, with the ivy, I guess there's the point of cover as much ground as possible. But the idea, basically, anything that's green does photosynthesis, from, you know, the basic understanding. So, you know how you have strawberries? Strawberries have a red fruit, or a berry. You know, the red berry that's in the ground, but the leaves are the ones that are responsible for performing photosynthesis. So that's why they would usually rise up really tall. And see, now I have 7 viewers on the stream, and I don't know why. Like, what's with YouTube's discoverability? I don't even know. I don't even know. Welcome to the stream, everybody. I'm almost done with this piece. Or at least I tell myself that lie every time. Come on. There we go. No. And thank God I'm doing this in a separate layer. See, I just welcomed the people and 2 of them left. As soon as they heard me say, hey, welcome to the stream. What is it about my voice that scares people off? It's like, oh god, he has a voice, and he's talking to me. Oh, quickly, close the tab. Bo! It's like Hank Hill. Bo! Damn it, Bobby. I just wanted to watch the drawing channel. Now where's that guy? Bob Ross. I sell propane and propane insecurities. Ball. Come on. I wonder what Hank Hill sounds like in different languages, if they ever like translated the show. Because I mean, like, he has a lot of signature phrases. Damn it, Bobby! Somebody, there's like people who take soundboards of Hank Hill and they prank like Walmarts with it, which is hilarious. There was this one that my friend found. It went like this. Hi, I'm Hank Hill. And he's like calling customer service. I need to find a hammer. Right? And the customer service lady is like, okay, we're gonna put the product on hold for you so you can come and pick it up. Can I get your name? I'm Hank Hill. I'm sorry? I'm Hank Hill. Can you spell that? I'm Hank Hill. I'm like, God damn it, woman, you are daft. You can clearly hear that it's a sound recording. I'm Hank Hill. I'm sorry? I'm Hank Hill. Can you spell that? I'm Hank Hill. Fucking hell. That was hilarious. And now we're back to 4 viewers, so I guess I should just never, welcome anybody to the stream, because apparently that scares them off. Oh, God. But at least the discoverability works, so now I know. this one. It looks kind of strange. Try to oh well. I shouldn't really worry about people coming in and leaving, because I have to draw this stuff either way, so whoever wants to stay will stay. That is. Probably want to do like another one. Here we go. Looks kind of nice. And it's on a separate layer, so that was kind of, you know, smart. Smart it is. It is. It is so smart, essay. Why am I drinking this too quickly? Damn it, Bobby! Why not? Why not? I sell propane and propane accessories. Okay. So I do want to put a thing of vines on this side as well, though. Just kind of work off of that. You know, I think I'm going to have to write it into the script that this is not the original house of the animatronic. Well, you know, basically of the animatronic version of John, who's the father figure who, you know, lost his wife, lost his daughter, and got his research stolen. Ended up getting turned into a robotic entity. Because this house does not match the bio of, you know, the character, because he is supposed to live in a house that is of the scale of the house that was in the demo. Like, the house that's in the demo is more appropriate for a 3-person family. All right. Yeah, it seems like the pattern with this kind of artwork is first making a good-looking house, then just shitting all over it. Ergo, you know, all these rust spots. I'm probably gonna have to put some vines on this side too. So you can see the piece is by far not completed. Let me add maybe another thing over here, because it seems like I have an even number of these things on each side of the house. Actually, I don't really like the fact that they're also evenly spaced. Get a tiny little one over here. Shit, man, living in this kind of house? This is like at least a $2 million house. I gotta sell this house. But then again, it is kind of located on a haunted property, so that may depreciate the value just a little bit on account of, you know, life-threatening, extreme paranormal activity on a monthly basis. Yeah, just, you know, might dampen the price tag just a little bit. Just a little bit. What if the third viewer is Stel? Just realized. What if that's him? Oh wow, I am like really hungry. Okay, let me maybe complete this piece. Shaded. And once again, basic shading, no need for textures or whatnot. I do want to, however, turn this into a digital painting, considering that I do have the tools now. And I did discover the, you know, the beauty of extra detail that comes with digital painting. I should have put probably vines over here, just because there seems to be a lot of empty space here, and according to the floor plan, there are supposed to be no windows over there. Like maybe 2 vines. And there is house porch. So there are dead vines on the porch side for sure. So I kind of need those to be in here too, just for consistency purposes. They don't have to be exactly the same, but, you know, they still need to be there. Whoopsie. Press the button. Now, I do have some time until 11 o'clock tonight, as usual. 11, maybe 11:30 is when I would call it a day. To keep up, you know, with commitment to fixing the sleep atrocity. The sleep schedule debauchery. So, how about this? I'm going to take a break, then do another stream until 11 o'clock, during which I will shade this area. And I'll probably maybe, you know, go back and work with this, with the new pen. Maybe do another rendition of the Laughing Man. Because, you know, as interesting as that one piece turned out, I need more renditions. You know, concept art is not just about making one attempt at, you know, coming up with an interesting design. It's about options mostly. Plus, I'm starving. And I think I said that multiple times. I think this should be alright. I don't want to, like, overpopulate the vines on this side too much, because we already have quite a lot over here. So I may just want to maybe add just a little bit of thickness and population below, but not above. I kind of want to keep them thin up above. So, Sarge, what's your, what's the exam you're supposed to get, do tomorrow? And how did your math exam go? Did you get the marks right away, or do you get them kind of like in one single package? So I'm gonna go and do this. Okay. Just gonna wait for Sarge to respond to that question. And I remember there were some boards up here that I still have to do. And then, you know, obviously we'll just work on this for a little bit afterwards. All in all, I'd say, it's pretty good. But as I said, by story, James is not supposed to live in a house this grand, considering that by story he did not have a lot of money left, considering that he could not start an investigation into the burglary. Damn! 4 hours and 30 minutes for an exam. Jesus. That's insane. Although I guess sounds about right. Still, it is college though, so, you know. Alright, I'm gonna make some burgers. I haven't made burgers in a while. Plus I found an interest, blah, 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 blah. See, that's the hunger talking. Kill me. I found an fuck. Yeah. Okay. So, let's do maybe 30 minutes. That should be enough time to cook and eat. And I will be right back. Alright, and I'm gonna stop the stream just to keep the videos separate, because we don't need another 11-hour stream. 3 hours and 24 minutes, not too bad. Alright, I'll see you guys in just a little bit.